Hello, you wonderful people. So for today's video, I guess you could call this kind of like a Comic-Con trailer roundup. Basically just me talking about some of my thoughts on some of the trailers that dropped, for some of the stuff that has come out. Granted, I'm sure I'm not covering everything that came out, but at least of what I've seen, I'm just going to talk a little bit about. If you have not seen any of the trailers, I will include them all in the description down below. So if you haven't had a chance to check them out for yourself, you can check them out and come back to the video. If you don't feel like coming back to the video, that's fine too. We got a look at The Walking Dead season 8. Mainly it seems like, obviously, like the war is the big focus of it, like them arming up to take down the saviors. It's like, it seems like a situation like we're going to give this our all, but even if we go down, we're going down swinging. Remember that we're fighting for not just ourselves, but you know, for everyone to have a future, like in this world, for those who try to take everything by force to have this world their way. We're kind of fighting that and fighting for a future where there's something for everybody, essentially. There's even a moment in the trailer where you have Gabriel with Negan. That's not good, in a sense of like, you know, he's like, you're going to need some new pants because you're about to shit yourself, aren't you? But then there's also a moment at the end of the trailer, which I've seen some people kind of talk about, is we see what appears to be a flash forward. Now, whether that's going to be the tail end of the season, but the fact that they include it in the trailer makes you think it's going to happen early on. This whole fight against Negan is probably going to be the first half of the season, and then like the second half of the season will be the flash forward. So I'm curious, like, how much of a time frame is that skip forward? Like, how will it be implemented? Like, it seems like that's definitely going to be after all is said and done with Negan. I mean, granted, that doesn't tell you much because it doesn't tell you who lives and who survives this whole situation. So we also got to look at the group led by Jadis. And we saw them pop up a little bit in the trailer. I'm curious to see, like, will they be one of Alexandria? Well, everyone's target, because I skipping over the fact is we also saw a lot of the kingdom working obviously with Alexandria, because everyone pulling together to make this happen. There's even a moment where we see Jesus and Morgan. I'm curious whether that's Morgan like training him, or is that just a moment of like Jesus talking to Morgan and just Morgan kind of being upset, because we see where Morgan was last season. So I'm curious to see what happens to him this season. We also got a trailer for season 7 of Once Upon a Time, recapping a little bit, but we also got a little peek at the new season. Obviously it seems like Henry is like the new hero. It's like a new curse. I would assume Henry is at the very least 28, because that seems to be kind of like the magic number in this universe. So granted, that means there's definitely been like 10 plus years since like what went down at the end of season 6, where everything seemed like it was okay, the Black Fairy was dealt with and everything. That also would mean that Gideon would probably have, like, because Gideon's not that old either. He's going to be maybe a teenager at this point in time, since he went back to being a baby. So we got a look at some new faces. I'm not going to say definitely for sure who's who, but I'm definitely very interested. Like I said, like, we're kind of getting introduced to like a very new cast, but we did see some familiar faces, like the evil queen kind of popping up a little bit. And then as an evil queen, I mean the evil queen that went off to live in that other reality that was living with Robin. As we know, she got engaged. We saw Rumpelstiltskin, and we also saw Regina. No hide nor hair of the Charmings or Emma. And let's not forget, like, because it has been a time skip too, what about Emma's little brother? Like, has he grown up too, or what? I mean, like I said, they were absent from the trailer probably for a specific reason, because we know that her family's in danger. But it seems like Hook, I mean, pops up. So it's just, it seems like the only ones missing were the family, the Charmings themselves, and Emma specifically. So the curse might have them like relocated in a different situation. It seems like it's going to be a kind of interesting retake on season 1, obviously, like, you know, it being Henry now being brought to break the spell. Because it's interesting, because obviously Henry's the one that always had the biggest belief in everything, and now you have him probably being very much like his mom Emma, being like, I don't believe, you know. So I wonder, does that mean he's now stepped into the role of the savior now, considering it makes you wonder, does he still have any of his author abilities or not? I'm very curious to see. I'm very excited to see how, like, what goes down, like what new characters and stories we get introduced to this season, and what is everyone's particular situation. Because the fact is that he has the same name, Mills. It does beg the question about the whole Regina situation too, like where she stands in this whole situation. Did he adopt, like, did he grow up in this, like, under this new curse, thinking he never had a mom? Or does he think his mom's gone or something like that, in a sense of like, well, both Regina as well in the case of Emma, you know? So many questions, and I'm super excited to find out, like, get some answers to all this. Also, like, what will be kind of, like, much like I brought up for Arrow, like, what's going to be the flashback situation? Are we going to flash back to, like, that in-between time between season 6 and now? Or are we still going to flash back to some Enchanted Forest stuff too? I'm very curious. We also got a look at Stranger Things Season 2. So it seems like a big focus of it is picking up Will's situation, of the fact is that he's bouncing back and forth between the upside down world and this world, and seeing something like some great monster thing in the sky. Like, it's like, wait, what the hell is that? Like, I remember seeing that originally from the teaser trailer, but it seems like we kind of got a bigger look at it, and it's like, what is it that's pulling Will back and forth between the worlds? Because it seems also like a big focus of the trailer too is like, not everyone's lives are necessarily 100% what they were. It seems like at one point you see Nancy and Steve not really, like, him walking away, so I don't know whether maybe there's some mixed emotions at the end of season 1 about the whole her and, like, Nancy and Jonathan situation. And we even got peaks at 11, because it's like, because Mike is dealing with that, because he just, like, every time he feels like he can almost hear or see her at points, but as you can see, there's points of like she's kind of trapped on that other side, you know, on the upside down world as well, maybe, or maybe her circumstances are different. It also seems like we're going to be closely tied with, because obviously where things left off, it seems like we're going to be tied to the government, because they're like, you know, they tell the sheriff about, like, kind of, you know, keep your mouth shut about kind of what, we still don't know what that whole deal was about, but it seems like they're the ones that Will's mom kind of goes to probably talk about this whole situation, because I mean, no one in town really knows, except for like our main cast of characters, like what exactly went down. So like I said, like I brought up earlier, like it seems like they're dealing with that in their own retrospects of just kind of like trying to get back to a normal life, but after everything that went down, there's no more normal for them. So, and since I brought them up, I am curious to see what kind of role the government does play in this season. Will they be more of a helping hand, or will they kind of be will there be a new person kind of stepping up and having their own ulterior motives about this whole thing? And we also got the Defenders. Now, I don't really count this as I don't think it's labeled as a Comic-Con trailer, so it came out around the same time, so maybe it is, so maybe it isn't. But this is the second trailer that has dropped for the Defenders, and it has made me just as excited for the Defenders as the first one did. I know a lot of people, this is, you know, coming out of Iron Fist, and a lot of people walked away very unhappy with Iron Fist. I went away very positive. I liked it. I understand people's criticisms of it, but at the same time, I still walked away liking it. So, I mean, I'm definitely excited about this. First trailer was setting up the enemies a little bit, but more so bringing the heroes together. It seems like this trailer is a combination of introducing and bringing together our heroes, as well as introducing our antagonists, which we have Sigourney Weaver playing one, which I kind of knew well in advance that she would pop up this season. I don't know what her character is and what role she'll play in all this, but Gal pops up, because obviously it seems like the main antagonist of this season will definitely be the Hand, obviously. So it's mainly Danny and Matt's fight, but it's also going to be Jessica and Luke's fight too, because it's about protecting the people that's important to them as well. So we didn't really see, at least I don't think we did, see Claire in the midst of all this, but you definitely know she's got to play a role in all this, because Claire is the one that connects all the heroes together. But what I also appreciate is it isn't an immediate thing like, yo, let's gel together. It's like you have Luke being like, yo, I don't want like some superhero, like superpowered team or nothing like that. You even have Jessica kind of fighting it at certain extents. We see Elektra pop up, you know, where season 2 of Daredevil left her. Like I said, I'm curious to see what role Sigourney Weaver's character plays in all of this, like whether she's just a normal person, will she kind of play like a Wilson Fisk type of role in it or not. Maybe she helps fund the Hand or whatever. And I also appreciate the fact is that Matt, amongst all 4 of them, is the only one with a costume, and they're just constantly pointing it out. And just like Jessica's like, nice ears, and he's like, they're horns, but okay. Because it's so funny because everyone else kind of, you know, obviously comic book wise and cartoon wise, everyone else has costumes of their own, but he's the only one currently with his. I don't know if Jessica would ever wear one anyway. Just, I mean, there was kind of that whole thing about it in season 1, but she'll probably just like, nah, that's stupid. You're stupid for wearing one. So just from the trailer alone, it seems like they are capturing that feeling you kind of got when you had the Avengers coming in together. I think you are getting that. Yes, it's on a smaller, you know, a street level scale, but I think it's still just as impressive, and it seems like they're doing it justice, you know, in the trailer. So I'm very interested to see just how it all plays out, see them gelling together, how they gel together more, as well as just seeing, you know, what goes down. So pretty much that's everything I want to talk about. Like I said, I'm sure there's plenty of other things that I didn't really talk about, but really that's all I want to talk about in this video. Till the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and goodbye.